Mighty serious indeed, viewers. There is more mighty serious stuff tonight. Look at your screens. Look at your screens carefully. Have a look at what that is. That is money, cash. Dirty, stinky cash. Have you ever seen this much money in your lives? It's obscene. It is absolutely obscene, viewers. This is 200 crores stacked in almirahs. Look at it. Now we at least know how much space 200 crores takes up. This individual has done you the favor. If you ever have 200 crores, you will know that I need about 3 almirahs in a room about 10 feet by 12 feet, a vault, so to speak. This is how much space 200 crores takes up. It's almost like a small room. Many people live in a room this big, viewers. It is fascinating and revolting at the same time. It's fascinating because it makes you want to understand the psychology of individuals such as these. And it is revolting because you can't understand how, as a public servant, someone could be so brazen to loot the Aam Aadmi. I just want to focus on that cash. I have never seen something more, as I told you, viewers, unappetizing. What was the hoarder of this stash thinking? What would he have done with it? How much is too much? Did he think he was going to tie it all up and take it with him to heaven or to hell or wherever he wants, or he's going to end up? I don't know. I can almost smell, viewers, the fetid stench of ill-gotten wealth from here, sitting in this studio hundreds of miles away from this vault of corruption. This den, viewers, of lucre, filthy lucre. Apparently, this money is linked to a Congress member of Parliament. Let me spill out the facts for you, at least those that have been provided by the IT. I'm not taking any responsibility for them, but this is what has come out. Therefore, I'm not calling them the hard facts. These are the facts. They'll be tested in court. And I hope, viewers, that the IT is right, because an individual like this needs to be put away for hundreds of years. The impunity, viewers, the impunity. The IT raids on both the distillers for alleged tax evasion took place. Now, this distilleries is linked to a Congress MP called Dhiraj Sahu. The cash seized from the offices and residence is apparently allegedly linked to Sahu. 200 crores seized over 2 days across 7 locations in 2 states. Cash found in multiple almirahs. 157 bags were needed to move it. 30 officers and bank staff involved in counting the seized cash. 157 bags were needed by authorities to transport the cash. We are being told that it has taken days to count this money, even with counting machines. There simply weren't enough. The eye-popping haul has even prompted the Prime Minister to tweet. And in his new hip style, he's taken a dig at all those who give lectures on the ills of corruption, going about blaming others but don't practice what they preach. He's also said that he's going to ensure that every penny is handed back to the public from who it was siphoned. He says that this is his guarantee, Modi guarantee. This is what he said. The countrymen should look at the pile of these notes and then listen to the honest speeches of their leaders. Whatever has been looted from the public, every penny will have to be returned, and this is Modi's guarantee. The haul has been tracked by the Income Tax Department. I'm sure soon the ED will get into it. Yes, the agencies that are often reviled primarily by the Congress in the opposition on the ground that it is acting at the behest of the NDA and it is vengeful. But when the money, viewers, is allegedly recovered from the vaults of the Congress's own MP, can the party continue to villainize the agencies? Let's open this up, viewers. Let's open this up, and I want to begin first by bringing in Shehzad Poonawalla, the national spokesperson of the BJP, and also Lokesh Jindal, who's representing the Congress point of view. Ishkaran Bhandari is also here with us, viewers. We have a good panel tonight, thankfully. And let me begin with Mr. Jindal first. Very short question. When money is tumbling, sir, out of the opposition cupboards, these are not skeletons, this is cash. It's a different kind of skeleton. Then is it fair to say that your claims, that the opposition claims that the ED, the IT, the CBI are driven by vendetta? Viewers, let me ask you, Lokesh Jindal, and let me ask you on the viewers' behalf. Can you still play the victim card shamelessly in the face of what is coming out of these cupboards?
Rahul, we are missing the point here.
Oh.
See,
what is that point?
There has been a tax evasion, and it was done by a private limited company, a corporate entity. This government has failed miserably in bringing about reforms. I am asking the government, what about the responsibility of the auditors? What about the corporate affairs? Why is it that such a form of a scam happens and the government doesn't have any form of a legal mechanism to check such practices happening? Now, this entire cash that has been piled up is via evasion. It is not on any political grounds that you are claiming. In Odisha, we do not have Congress government where this particular unit is located.
I cannot believe this.
Now, you cannot say
Sir,
that
you,
in
hang
a
on,
Congress
1 minute.
State,
Look at Jindal, just 1 second. Before I bring in Shehzad Poonawalla, I want to ask you a quick counter question. Forget about where this money is going or where it's coming. It's been found. Now, I want to ask you, say, oh, because the government has failed to crack down, it has warped tax policies, it hasn't reformed the tax system, this, that, the other. I want to ask you, how much money do you have in your cupboards which is unaccounted, Lokesh Jindal? Do you have any money?
Absolutely not.
I also don't. We all live under the same government. In case you've forgotten, unless you live in Pakistan, I don't know. But the point is, viewers, if someone is corrupt, they will be corrupt. It's an instinct. It doesn't matter whether there are reforms or not. Others are not corrupt, I am not corrupt, you are not corrupt, but this gentleman, if it is true, is corrupt and he must be sent away. And you can't be sitting here and telling me that Modi has not been able to crack down on corruption. What is he supposed to do? Go from house to house and say, bhai, apne almari kholo?
He can hold the auditors responsible and liable in the court of law when such a form of an event happens.
Shehzad Poonawalla, you are not doing your job. You see, you are not going into every company. You are not auditing properly. You have not reformed the system. You are therefore creating the conditions for corruption.
Rahul, your first debate was cash for query and now it is cash ki almari. Imagine it took 156 bags to pack up all this cash, and imagine if one MP has about 200 crores. Imagine what 52 MPs of Congress have. See, Congress means ghotale ki guarantee, and Modi ji was saying this during state assembly elections. You remember, Rahul, we did debates when we said in Rajasthan they are doing ghotale ki guarantee. In Chhattisgarh, even Mahadev's name was not spared, and there also it was ghotale ki guarantee. Now Jharkhand is the only one of the last ATMs left for the Congress, and therefore in Jharkhand, whether it's Manrega Ghotala, whether it's Koila Ghotala, whether it's Sharab Ghotala, whether it's Rural Development Fund Ghotala, whether it's Land Ghotala, whether it's the Mining Ghotala in which the Chief Minister is involved, Congress means Ghotala, Ghotala, Ghotala. INC has now become I need cash. And today, you know what their slogan is, Rahul? हम करेंगे भ्रष्टाचार, भ्रष्टाचार मेरा अधिकार, कोई पकड़ेगा तो चिल्लाएंगे अत्याचार, अत्याचार, खेलेंगे victimhood card. Today, Lokesh Jindal must tell us that when money is found and there is evidence of the cash, in Mahua Mitra's case they were saying cash ka trail nahi hai, cash ka trail nahi hai. Here to cash has been found, room full of cash. Why hasn't this MP been sacked? This means that some of this money or many of it must be going to Sonia Gandhi, must be going to Rahul Gandhi. Why else are Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi not sacking this man?
Rahul, please moderate this.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. You can respond. You can respond. You can say that you are making a false charge about linking the Gandhis. But I want to also make one point, viewers. And you know, Dr. Raman, I don't know if you were there at that time on the channel or on that channel that I was watching, viewers. But you know, there is a very senior anchor. He's quite a senior anchor. And I was quite surprised when I heard that anchor say, And this is the extent now to which, viewers, this discourse has been normalized. Oh, that, the Congress can take heart from the fact that they are in Telangana. Telangana, as you see, a rich state. The implication being that the Congress now has a rich state to finance their campaign. And this is being spewed, viewers, on national TV, as if it is an accomplishment. Diverting funds to fund your own campaigns from the public exchequer is now a virtue, viewers. अरे इतने rich state में सरकार बना ली तो ये तो अच्छा है. This is good. Why? Because now the Congress has the legs to fund its next election. Can you believe it, viewers? This is what we've come down to in this country. And these are responsible, supposedly responsible, mainstream senior journalists sitting there and spewing this bunkum. I cannot believe what we have reduced ourselves to. And I don't know if Dr. Raman, you shared, I think you might be one of those who shared that point. I don't remember, I may be wrong completely. Please forgive me if you said something like that. Please, if I misheard. But someone did. Were you there that night? You were there. Remember when someone said, made that point? They said that, now they've won in Telangana, it's a rich state.
Rahul,
yes, sir.
no, I wasn't
No,
there,
I think
but,
Shahzad is showing me
let
if someone is...
Yeah.
Are you holding something up, Shahzad? You were holding something up. Was it... who said this?
No, this is a person who's very close to Rahul Gandhi. He was with Rahul Gandhi in so-called Bharat Jodo. Actually, it was cash Jodo. It was perhaps corruption Jodo. So today, Rahul Gandhi must answer. Why is he not taking action on this person?
Okay, Dr. Samansi Raman, the Congress constantly accuses Modi of corruption. There is this slogan called Modani, Modani, Modani. Rahul Gandhi constantly repeats it like a shibboleth. I want to ask you, when money is pouring out of your own MP's cupboards allegedly, I'm still using that word allegedly, as I will still suspend belief for a few moments for your sake. But when it is pouring out, what with more moral authority can you make such a allegation against the government?
Absolutely, Rahul. You see, there is all the opposition parties run their election campaigns using cash. The BJP runs its election campaign using love and fresh air, nothing else. They don't require any money. They don't collect money from anybody. According to the electoral bond data which was released, nearly 3/4 of it is going to the BJP. So somebody is funding them, right? So let's be very, very clear on this. This man, whoever this Sahu is, caught with this kind
but Dr.
of cash,
Raman, I think Iskaran Bhandari will ask you a counter question. Is it true that law and order is a state subject? Yes or no? Just tell me. Yes or no?
Law and order is a state
subject. Is a state subject. Now tell me that
yes.
means that you have the CID, you have your local units that can catch corruption. If the BJP is corrupt, how is it that in opposition ruled states, no state government, barring the odd occasional once in a while, report comes out of some chap from the BJP caught with a hand in the till?
Forget opposition government. You remember that Lokayukta raid in Karnataka, where there were stackfuls of cash. The name of that BJP former MLA, I don't get it right away. But you remember that. There was loads and loads of cash. It was perhaps not to this extent.
You know where that person is right now? Okay, Shahzad Poonawala wants to respond. Okay,
no, the
so
point
you're
is
saying
he was a BJP MLA.
I'm very
glad BJP MLA. Okay, Shahzad
I'm very glad Raman has brought this up.
Yeah.
I'm very glad Mr. Raman has brought this up. It was at the son of that MLA, Virupakshappa's, Virupakshappa was the MLA, his son was raided by the same Lokayukta police under our domain at that time. And he was sent to jail. Virupakshappa was denied a ticket. He was also sent to jail. He subsequently got bail from court. Now I ask, why is Rahul Gandhi not sending him to jail? Why isn't he sacking this man?
But how can Rahul Gandhi sack him when in an income tax case? No, hang on. How can Shahzad, please, you're not applying logic. No. In an income tax case, Shahzad, Rahul Gandhi is out on bail himself. Iskaran Bhandari will tell you all about it. So how can he, with what face can he tell this gentleman? I mean, come on.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, you stand corrected. See, I always bring out the hard fact. It never wilts, my fact. My fact never wilts under public scrutiny. Never. I always have the hard fact. Iskaran Bhandari, you tell me, has the Rahul Gandhi Congress lost the moral high ground on corruption tonight after these pictures? I've never seen something like this.
Rahul, I agree with you in entirety except one point. Have they lost the moral high ground? When did they have it? Let's see with one fact, because now we are having a strenuous defense of how cash is needed to win elections. Firstly, if somebody gives money in a legitimate legal means to a political party, that's entirely different from having cash in the lockup. A. B aspect, do you remember the era when we used to have ministries called ATM ministries, anytime ministries, which has gone out of the vocabulary now because there were specific political parties who were given specific plum ministries, and it was called a collation compulsion that these ministries have to be given to them, and then they would raise money out of it, and then that would embed the corruption, and that has been gone through 10 years. Now we do not hear that word, but what we hear now today is a strenuous defense of cash. We saw what happened to the education minister, if I recall correctly, of West Bengal, whose close female friend had 50 crores or something and bricks of gold coming out. Now this gentleman, a 3-time member of parliament, has this amount of cash coming out. And what is the difference? What is the defense? They blame the ED. One data which needs to be done. ED was there in Congress also. It did provisional attachment of only 5,000 crores in 10 years. Whereas now it is 1 lakh crores. So you have done 1 lakh crore, but what do you do if there are state governments which allow certain people to operate with immunity, and when you catch them, they blame the ED or the IT, and then there is a bald-faced justification by intellectuals that it is needed for winning elections, and they encourage it. This is the vicious cycle you are fighting, where on media it's dependent that you need to win rich states, so you fund election. Modi is so bad, do corruption, get cash, just get him out. Whereas you compare it with legitimate means of India. So just in the end, I will say only this.
Okay, I think Shahzad. Okay, one second, Dr. Raman, I'll come back to you. I'll ask you a question. No one is denying. Money is in politics, viewers. There is no denying of that. No one is denying it. It depends on how you accumulate that money, what you do it with. You declare it or not, or you stuff it into your cupboards and under your mattresses. One second.
Do you remember a certain gentleman called Mr. Vijay Mallya, who became a Rajya Sabha MP, JDS? Who supported him? Please ask Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla.
Mr. Poonawalla,
Vijay Mallya,
you want to make a point, you can also rebut. Yes.
Who helped him become a member of parliament in the Rajya Sabha.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Raman, do you remember who Vijay Mallya thanked in his letters for the loans that he was given, which he then swindled off? Mr. Chidambaram and Mr. Manmohan Singh sat in the airplane and said, "It is my duty to save Kingfisher Airlines." Never before has a Prime Minister batted for a corporate. Don't interrupt, Raman. Mr. Raman, don't interrupt. You have a very bad habit. Don't interrupt me. Nowhere in the history of India's Prime Ministership I've heard a corporate entity being defended by a Prime Minister while he's coming back from abroad. Manmohan Singh did that. In fact, today the recovery of the ED in the Mallya case is over 90%. Anyway, leave that as it may. Leave that as it may. Mr. Shishir, if they stop interrupting me, I can finish quicker.
Okay. You can ask that question, but if you allow him to respond, sir. Yeah. Yes, go ahead. Shehzad, make your point. Finish it. Yeah.
Rahul, I just want to lean on your special skills of finding the hard facts to figure whether it's a fact that the Aam Aadmi Party has spoken about this, because they're allies of the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party's birth was against corruption. So can you please decipher the hard facts and tell me if the Aam Aadmi Party has tweeted anything on this? Forget asking for anybody's arrest or resignation. The Aam Aadmi Party and these parties, all of them have allegations of corruption, and this is what the India Alliance brings. Lalu Prasad Yadav, convicted corrupt. TMC, corruption in SSC scam. Congress, corruption from 1947 onwards. And now you have other parties like the Aam Aadmi Party who have also indulged in Sharab Ghotala, so they have no courage or moral compunction to even come out and take a stand on this. These are the people who talk about honesty and integrity in politics.
Lokesh Jindal, now I have to come to you. Let me take off from what Shehzad has said. You often said that optics set perceptions. And you have said that, this government doesn't give tickets, for example, to Muslims or doesn't give them posts, etc. So therefore it is communal. So optics set perceptions. Now, how does this not apply to you? The optics are there. There is a supposed Congress MP who has allegedly stashed all this. That's optically very damning. So the perception then is that the Congress, as Shehzad Poonawalla says, is INC, I need cash. That's what he said. That's the perception. If visuals, if optics determine perceptions, then how can you argue against your own point here?
Rahul, there's this Baldev Sahu group of companies which were into wine making business since last 40 years. And this company has evaded taxes and led to accumulation of such a large amount of cash. This is a case of tax evasion. Now, nowhere has the IT claimed that the source of this money was illegal or the source of the money was from criminal conduct or something like that. And the Prime Minister's attempt to give it a political color is something that surprises me, because it is not that this money was collected from some political gratification or some form of a
were you there?
Remuneration.
You know so much. Were you employed with this company?
That's why it was being carried out by the IT department. Let the IT department.
Now, hang on. I have the IT department statement. I have the IT department statement. Okay. So, Lokesh Jindal, you're wrong. And I want to bring in Ishkaran as well as Shahzad and Dr. Raman. Now, separate teams of income tax sleuths carried out simultaneous raids at different locations for second day. The raids conducted Bolangir, Baudh, Sambalpur, Bhubaneswar, Sundargarh district over alleged tax evasion. As per information, IT officials seized cash rupees 200 crores during the raid, which are still underway. So this is ill-gotten wealth. Yes, Ishkaran Bhandari, you want to make a point.
Rahul, the confidence by which fake facts are spewed is astounding. Firstly, it's an ongoing investigation. So how can anybody give a clean sheet? It's only a tax evasion case, or there is a money laundering case, or this is illicit price, or was liquor which was being served, not being served. Those are all criminal cases. Was spurious liquor being served in the bottles? There are so many aspects to this which are ongoing investigation. To give a clean sheet at this stage defies belief, but it can only be done because you are justifying use of cash in politics. Second aspect, how do you say that this is not going to be used in politics? These 5 state elections had record cash hauls. So again, to give a clean sheet, it's the same thing they did in National Herald. It's only a tax dispute. It's only a Section 8 company, whereas a trial is going on, whereas Supreme Court does not give you relief. So stop trying to give clean sheets in ongoing investigations. After 200 crores have been found, at least that day have some amount of self-respect not to come up with these arguments.
Not to come up with these arguments, Dr. Raman, have the self-respect. Let's at least call it out without whataboutery tonight, Dr. Raman.
No, Rahul, there is no whataboutery here.
Oh.
Whatever action, due process of law must be followed, and the income tax department, no doubt, will register a case, and they will do whatever is necessary.
Why is an MP? Why is an MP of the Congress stashing all this money? He certainly, we've got evidence in the past of one particular key aide of Rahul Gandhi in the state of Karnataka collecting money, and there are all sorts of, diary entries and AICC written there, all of that. How do we know this is not going up the value chain? I'm just asking. It's a fundamental question. I'm not implying anything.
Speaking of diary entries, do you remember the Jain diaries, Rahul? What they had written in them, and
do you know what happened to the Jain Hawala case, sir? Do you know that a man called L.K. Advani said till my name is cleared, I'm not going to be part of the political process, active political process. Only when he was cleared did he come back. You know this, right?
But what was there? What did the court say?
It was corrupt. There was corruption. There was corruption.
What did the court say? Court said entries written in diaries cannot be constituted.
Sir, now we are okay. So that's the plea we are taking. That's the plea. Then why did Mr. Bhushan, one of your dear friends, Mr. Prashant Bhushan, go to court with a whole bunch of Sahara diaries? Why did he do it?
Yes, he did.
No, why did he do it? Why did you selectively want to use excuses, sir? I can also pull out excuses.
What happened at the end of it?
I don't care. Why did he do it? Why did he do it? I can ask you that question. See, sir, I know my history. I know my political history. I come very prepared. You can't cherry pick one and say, Jain diaries, they said you can't use diaries as evidence. Then in another case, the same gentlemen or another bunch of gentlemen who are really supposed to be the legal institutions run to the court with a whole bunch of other diaries.
No, I'm not saying
just because in that diary, viewers, Modi's name came in.
I am not saying it.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Don't apply yardsticks selectively, sir. Please, don't quote the court selectively. I'm not. I'm only asking you.
You're saying there are diary entries here. I'm saying there are
I am
diary
talking
entries.
about
Supreme Court
optics.
said diary entries cannot be as evidence. Optics, yes.
So
obviously
on a
it will look bad.
technicality, we throw the baby out with the
It's not a
bathwater.
technicality.
Fine,
Not
sir.
a technicality. You
I
brought
don't
the
know, sir.
diary
I
entries up. I didn't
certainly
bring it.
I can
didn't
see
bring
those
it.
visuals. Anyhow, Shehzad Poonawalla wants to respond to you. Okay, fair enough.
But why are we debating diary entries? This is hardcore bag, in fact, room full of cash that has been discovered, and the person who's the accused here is not responding. He is not available now. If there's nothing to hide, if this was just about an income tax issue, then why is he not available for further inquiries? And therefore, the onus is on his political party. I remember Mr. Raman. You remember, Rahul, how Mr. Raman used to shout, Lokayukta has raided the BJP MLA's son. What action will BJP took? BJP denied the person the ticket and the son went to jail. Why is Congress party not taking the stand that we will remove this man from the parliament? Because
how old is this raid? How long did it take for BJP to take action?
Cut ऊपर
How
जाता
long
है.
did it take?
So are you assuring tomorrow it will be done?
How
Are you
long?
assuring
I don't
tomorrow
know.
it will be done?
They have.
You are
the
sure
party
tomorrow it
have
will be
to
done.
give a show
7
cause
o'clock we will
notice.
have a discussion.
There will be a show cause notice which
Acha,
will be
show
issued
cause
to him.
notice will
After
have to be
that,
given.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Like they
Obviously,
gave
you
Sonia
can't
Gandhi
condemn
for national level.
like we
Congress
can't-
gave
can't-
National Herald show cause notice to Sonia Gandhi.
You can't.
No,
like
what
you
show cause
expelled
notice
Mahua
given to
Moitra
Sonia Gandhi
So
for
I'm asking
without
a more
hearing-
fundamental
without
question.
hearing her side of the story. It
Okay.
can't be done.
Between
Not everybody
Shehzad
acts like
Poonawalla and Lokesh Jindal, more fundamental question. Now, Mr. Jindal, in Bengal, ministers were found with money. They were completely disowned by the TMC. They're still in jail. This shows that even the courts are now not convinced that the agencies are playing truant. So, how long will you constantly go on and on and on and on, rubbishing, villainizing agencies and not looking within? Mr. Jindal.
See, Rahul, there are certain aspects we need to consider. The raid was not carried out by CBI. That
It was
there
the
was
IT.
some form of political misconduct. The raid was carried out by IT. It clearly shows that there was tax evasion of some form. Now, what the source of the money was from the company and its operations. The cash was stashed up. It is for the IT to determine.
Okay, so
where
there is
was the
no
tax evaded and it
political
shall bring
fallout
about
of this.
what shall be the
Shehzad
fine
Poonawalla,
imposed.
that's what he's saying. Bichara, किसी ने tax
So,
evade
over
कर दिया,
here
he'll be
there is
dealt with
no-
under the law, but we have nothing to do with it. It doesn't rub off on our party at all.
It's
Shehzad
very
Poonawalla,
different from
respond.
what's there in West Bengal. In West Bengal, it was the CBI that was
probably
carrying out the
doesn't know.
investigation. So, if at all there is a political misconduct,
Lokesh, stop interrupting, boss. Lokesh probably
Yeah,
doesn't
you
know
are
that this
interrupting me. I
person
didn't
has
know that you
interest in
have
the
to-
liquor business. This person has interest in the liquor business across Odisha, Jharkhand, etc. And in Jharkhand, there's already an ongoing liquor scam, which has been exposed by the BJP.
Well-
so how are you giving him a clean check?
Well, viewers,
and therefore
let
the
me tell
fundamental
you-
question is, when
Nobody
will you
is
act
giving him
on
a
this
clean
person?
check.
I'll tell you,
But
I
on
have to close the show, but I have to tell you this, viewers. These are shocking pictures. I have not seen something like this in a very, very long time.